What if I gave a non-league team £1 billion? Wrexham are a team in the Vanarama National League owned by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, so they have a lot of money to throw around. However, what if they had £1 billion to throw around rather than the few million that they've been given by their owners? How much of a difference would it make? Could they get to the Premier League? This video will answer those questions using a simulation in Football Manager. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to use the in-game editor to edit the club and just change their bank balance to £1 billion, which is the maximum I can give it. I'm going to leave these budgets alone. They are going to be in charge of choosing whatever budget they want to use with this £1 billion. Will they use it well? We don't know. Will they use it all in 1 year and then immediately be screwed for the next year? You know what? It is up to them. So we're going to leave everything else the same, and we're going to press OK. And then we're just going to go on vacation for a large number of years and see what happens. So we are here in the 2021-22 season, the first season we simulated with £1 billion, and they got 11th, which is not exactly good. You can see they fired their first head coach, who was only winning 39% of games. Phil Parkinson is the current coach, thankfully performing a lot better, and brought in Kenny Jackett. Now, are they overpaying him? They maybe are. That is a decent amount of money, but not really something you'd expect with a club with £1 billion to throw around. I've quickly made myself the manager of Wrexham, and their finances certainly look pretty good. They spent £29 million this season, maybe £35 million this season. Wow, that's crazy. Ignoring the £1 billion cash injection I gave them at the start of the season, that's going to screw up this graph for a long time. They did, however, spend £19 million in expenditure 2 months in a row. Oh, all of that was tax. They paid quite a lot of tax on that income. So the tax is the majority of what they spent. They did not go overboard with player salaries. If we take a look at the squad, I don't see that many new faces. I mean, these are players that are currently on the team, a lot of them. There are some new faces, like this guy, but I'm assuming he didn't come in for that much money. At £4.6 thousand, they just gave him a decent contract up front. In fact, they sold more players than they brought in, so they're really not making use of this money yet. So let's skip ahead further and see if they can do any better than 11th. Alright, I made myself the manager of Wrexham again, and they did manage to get promoted this year. That is good. Alright, they got promoted coming in first, so it's going to be really interesting to see, was this just some tactical overhaul, or did they spend a ton on transfers? They did spend money on transfers, but not nearly as much as I thought they would. They bought some good players like Jack Diamond from Sunderland, and he's coming in on not unreasonable wages, despite their transfer budget being £168 million. And they are still not spending it. That is crazy. £239 million payroll budget. Maybe they shouldn't spend all of that. That's pretty irresponsible. They're not making that much money. But still, they should really be spending some of it. They are spending £16 million on wages, so maybe they did give some people some raises. We'll take a look. Oh, yep, they did. All right. They really, really did. They brought in some people, I guess, on freeze. Yep. And they signed them for absolutely massive amounts of money. This must have been a contract renewal. Yeah, this is a new contract on £2.2 million per year. That is crazy. These are some crazy numbers. I'm guessing players took a one look at the payroll budget and decided that they wanted some of that money, because they are certainly making it. Mullen at £2 million per year. That is crazy. That is unreasonable for a team of this division. That's crazy. Well, hey, it got them promoted. If it can keep getting them promoted, they do have the money to spend. They still have £800 million left in the bank. They should maybe conserve that a little bit. What did they spend £200 million on? What did they buy? Hold up. Oh my god, they paid £200 million in tax. Well, that is certainly a lot of money. So that's what happens when they just have it sitting there, I guess. But that is not ideal. Player salaries up a lot, but not unreasonably so. Alright. They are expected to keep having a positive balance, so maybe the taxes are over, we'll see. They are expected to lose a lot of money, though. No new stadiums or anything like that. We'll keep an eye out on that. Facilities are still pretty average. Alright, let's load into the future. Alright, it is now the summer of 2027, and things are looking good for Wrexham. They're playing MK Dons, or things have gone horribly wrong. Or no, it's a friendly. Alright. They are in League 1 still. Have they gone up at all? Have they gone to the championship? They have not. They've been pretty much stuck. They got promoted immediately out of League 2, but then they've been stuck for the past 3 years in League 1. Not really the result they probably wanted. 3rd place in League 1, though. So they are getting close. They just missed out on promotion, which really, really sucks. not earning it through the playoffs. We'll take a look, and they lost in the semis to Millwall. Well, while certainly disappointing, that's not terrible. Let's take a look at the finances. Still £690 million. No huge tax bill. Only spending £48 million. Geez. Now spending £34 million per year on salaries. We'll take a look at their transfer history, see if they did anything crazy. Alright, they finally started spending some money, but still not as much as you would think. Bringing in a bunch of players for a record signing fee of £2.4 million and moving right up next year to £4.4 million. Although it seems like they are making some profit on some of these players. I mean, Callum Doyle signed for them on a free and they sold him for $9 million. So, might actually be doing a decent job. Let's take a look at their salaries. Okay, we're really getting insane now. £3 million a year for a player in League One. For context, that's 3 times the current highest paid player in League One. That is crazy. That's the record. Meanwhile, almost a full starting 11 worth of players, 10 players, are making enough for that. That is insane. Mullen's still sticking around. Let's check in on him. Is he still playing? He is. Did not play very well last year. Still seemingly playing in striker. Yeah, seemingly not as dominant in League One as he is in the National League. However, okay, he is playing forward. They've got a decent team here. No recognizable names from the current team except Mullen. I guess that makes sense. And I expect they're going to have to change him out soon, because he's probably not good enough for this team anymore. Manager being paid £928,000 per year. However, Kenny Jackett stuck around, and he's going to have continued sticking around. I just took over temporarily. But he was making quite a lot. So, he was doing well. 45% win rate, won the league, 2 promotions. We'll see if he sticks around for longer and helps them get into the Premier League, which they really should be with this amount of money. They're really not spending this properly. I don't know what they're doing. All right, next up is the final save of this game. Oh, and they are in the championship, it looks like. Yeah, there we go. Did they make it to the Premier League? No, they did not. They just made it to the championship last season, finally getting promoted. So maybe that 3rd place was really the high point of this experiment, because they just finally reached 2nd again. That is quite disappointing for them, to be honest. Have they won anything else? All right, they did have not won any other major trophies besides their 2 promotions. Ryan Reynolds did decide to scale down funding. I don't think that's going to matter. They've still got £300 million left. I think they'll be fine. And they didn't upgrade their training facilities as much as they probably should have. The facilities are decent, but they're not very good for a club which has £322 million in the bank. They should have invested that way faster. And, no surprise, they're going to fail FFP. So could that be part of the problem? Were they getting point deductions for failing FFP? Doesn't look like it. They were just being pretty average. Oh, they almost got relegated there. Still not really spending the whole transfer budget. They are spending £24 million a year on wages. I think that's gone down. I think they've started spending less on wages, although it certainly doesn't look like that. No, there's people on less money here. That's surprising. Transfer history, we did sort of see the peak there as well. Okay, we were there. They did double their spend for like 2 years. Then they went back down, and it really never reached those levels again. So they really haven't been investing. They still have a third of the money left in the bank, and they have made decent progress. They're finally in the championship, but it's not really where they could be if they'd put this money to good use. Haven't upgraded the stadium capacity. That's probably a mistake. Oh no, they haven't been filling their stadium, so I guess it's not a mistake. Alright. Well, unfortunate for Wrexham. Didn't quite go the way they maybe wanted. But if you want to see an experiment that maybe goes better for them, I gave them a 100,000 seat stadium in this next video. So click the screen on screen now and subscribe to my channel to see more videos where I simulate different things in Football Manager and check what would happen. Maybe I'll give them a next really good player and maybe see how that goes next. Subscribe. I'll see you later. Goodbye.